The idea that the Bible is like a rule book that came out of heaven doesn't honor the way Scripture was written. I think we limit ourselves when we view it as a rule book, and I think we see much more of who Jesus actually is when we see it as a story, as poetry, as letters. That 502 chapters of storytelling wants to be read as a story. So God's not accidentally putting art in Scripture. The entire thing is woven a certain way because he wants to engage a certain way with his people. We're encouraged in Scripture to do everything to keep the bond of peace, because that only happens the more we're in community with each other. I can't see Jesus. The method he gives, he says, where 2 or 3 are gathered together, this harmonious kind of communion, that's where you'll see me. So I can't in any way have an aim towards an agenda or a goal above that of Christ. If you're more on the conservative aisle and you have an issue with Jesus being friends with the progressive aisle, you're not seeing Jesus well. If you're on the progressive aisle and you think Jesus is too friendly with the conservative folks, that means you think that thing is more important than Jesus. And so my argument would not be for either side of an argument. My argument would be for if Christ is central, if we value communion with each other, and we think that Jesus is trying to do that, and we build towards that aim, that tends to shape us in the kind of way that Jesus wants to shape us, more so than fighting for the minutia of it all. When Jesus becomes a standard, I would say it keeps the bond of peace, and it creates this kind of harmonious nature, not a homogenous nature, a harmonious nature. Right. It creates oneness over sameness. In the story that he tells, in the poetry that it's writing, in the letters that are written, this relational aspect makes relationship the point as opposed to the right or wrong the point. And in many ways, it's a healthy cop-out answer, but it's not. It's more rerouting our vision to what's even the goal.